Well, next week, the summer celebrations begin in Maple Grove.
And Maple Grove Days kicks off next Thursday, and it's a chance for the community to come together to celebrate its traditions and its history. The city has changed tremendously over the last 40 years. Here's 3 things that might surprise you about Maple Grove. We know Maple Grove today as one of the state's fastest growing cities, a mecca of shops and restaurants, and a hub for recreational activity with its parks, lakes, and trails. But all of this started because of one thing about 40 years ago. When a new section of Interstate 94 opened up in 1974, it was a game changer for the village of Maple Grove.
The freeway came through Maple Grove, and all of a sudden people are saying, where'd this community come from?
Once just a small rural township, prior to 1974, Maple Grove was made up mostly of fields and farmland and 2,000 acres of gravel mines. But that small village was transformed into the city of Maple Grove once the interstate came through.
That's the beauty of it. You're not getting involved in redevelopment, you're getting involved in development. So you have this, you're right, a blank canvas and just go at it.
As people moved in and developments popped up, the population of Maple Grove grew dramatically from just 6,000 people in 1970 to more than 20,000 in 1980. Today, the fast-paced growth continues with more than 62,000 residents. And where there's residents, there's retail. Today, Maple Grove is home to more retail than any other city in the state, short of Bloomington and the Mall of America. Between the shops at Arbor Lakes, Main Street, the fountains, and the Grove, this city has more than 3 million square feet of retail development, and there's still room to grow. The shops, restaurants, and services are well used by Maple Grove residents, but it's also a one-stop shop that attracts thousands of people from upstate Minnesota and even neighboring places like Canada and North Dakota, all because of its proximity to I-94.
My daughter and I are from St. Michael, so only about 10 minutes on 94. So very quick, and we come here all the time.
The stores, so we don't have to go all the way to Minneapolis. It's just it's so pretty here, so we just come here.
Depending on who you ask, Maple Grove's best-kept secret may be its lakes, trails, and parks. And we found a gem of a spot tucked back in a place that even many Maple Grove residents have yet to discover.
We've heard from numerous people over the year that they walk over the hill from the parking lot, and lo and behold, there's this beach.
Located on the west side of the city within a community park, Weaver Lake Beach isn't new. It's been around since the 1960s, but it's the one beach owned and operated by the city, and it's a jewel to discover.
We'd love to see more come out here, and look forward to having more too.
The dramatic growth of Maple Grove over the past 40 years is not finished yet.
No, the city still has room to grow with more than a third of its land open for development. And here's one example. Next week, the Planning Commission will begin work on the approval process for a big residential and retail development called DONEGAL, covering 63 acres in the gravel mining area. It's located at Weaver Lake Road and Hemlock Lane. The developer wants to create a gateway to the gravel mining area and preserve some of the history of the area and the architecture. That includes special street signs and mailboxes.